it that they did do something special. They didn't win a championship, but they made that franchise relevant, and they have been irrelevant for the most part since he left. And so, but it feels to me, and it's okay, that if he goes into a situation where he doesn't have to be the only alpha and put it all together, he's not dealing with Kyrie, this feels like a place he can thrive.
Kevin Durant is so good, but I do think that's just the one thing that's missing is KD himself doing something. Not even winning a championship, but getting to the conference finals.
Well, do you think he did that in Oklahoma?
But yes. But then, they blew a 3-1 lead.
Right, but they got to the conference finals.
I mean, and I think that, Kevin Durant, it's been tough because he is so good, but that narrative has gone crazy on him. That he can't be the guy. Yet we've said at times he's been the best basketball player on the planet. And that is with LeBron James, not old LeBron James. It was still LeBron James going to the NBA Finals. And you know what? I think we'll take the guy on the other side and Kevin Durant. But when it just comes to basketball, you saw it last night. The dude's on the floor. He's unbelievable. Devin Booker is already one of the best microwave scorers in the NBA.
Yes.
And he's going to get even more opportunities to score with Kevin Durant on the floor. And it's the little things that Kevin Durant does. His defense, he can block some shots. So he's going to help big on that end because Phoenix did lose a good chunk of their rotation, but you still tell me you got Chris Paul that can be now number 3 option, which is phenomenal for Chris Paul.
It's perfect for Chris
at this
Paul.
point in his career. DeAndre Ayton has had a lot better moments throughout the season. It feels like
16-16 double-double last night.
There's a trust back between him and his head coach.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, it makes it easier for what's left to figure out their roles going forward. And that is why it wasn't crazy to say that KD right away makes Phoenix a contender in the Western Conference.
And the biggest thing to me is everything you just talked about was basketball. And that's why I feel like this is the right situation for him, because it's stable, right? Everything in Brooklyn was the opposite of stable. Wouldn't you agree?
Oh, yes.
Everything
Chaos.
from the teammates to the turmoil to who's playing to who's not playing to who's the coach to what's the relationship. They're going into a situation where this is very much like Golden State to me, where KD's the best player on the team, but it's not his team, and that's okay, right? He was the best player on Golden State, but it was Steph's team, right?
That's correct.
He's going into Phoenix where he's the best player on the team, but this is Devin Booker's team. He went into a situation in Golden State where Steve Kerr was a strong, secure, respected coach who had won championships. Now, Monty Williams hasn't won a championship yet, but I believe he fits the other criteria, right? Where he is respected, he is secure, he is the presence, and just they're not. There's some franchises that you feel the way they're run currently are not going to allow that kind of crap and drama. And
they were in the NBA Finals.
They were in Game 7 of it, in fact. Yeah. No, they damn near won a championship. And now they lost a chunk of the roles on that, right? I mean, the Crowders and the guys that they traded. But to say they didn't upgrade with Kevin Durant, I think would be erroneous. This is a great opportunity. This is the best opportunity for him since he's left Golden State. If you want to tell me there's less talent, we can have that argument. I don't know. Who would you take right now? Devin Booker or Kyrie Irving?
Devin Booker.
Easy, right? Easy. Even if you think Kyrie Irving's a better player, wouldn't you?
I think Devin Booker.
Depend on him more.
100%.
There's that aspect of it. And for his game, he can play better off the ball than Kyrie Irving can. Yeah, Kyrie Irving won a championship with LeBron James.
Yes, he did.
LeBron James
and
is
he was
the only person in the NBA that's been able to maximize Kyrie Irving. You'd think that maybe someone like Luka Doncic could be that guy.
1-4.
But if you're telling me you can have just right now with everything that all these players have gone through, I'm taking Devin Booker.
And Kyrie Irving and Luka Doncic together 1-4. No, look, what you saw last night, and I don't know how much of it you watched last night, but was pretty impressive in regards to the Phoenix Suns and what they were able to do and win in their first run with Kevin Durant. And he had 23 points. And I think it only gets better. Other NBA stuff last night, the Lakers did not have LeBron James. The Lakers did not have Anthony Davis in this biggest stretch period for the of games for LeBron James. They still won 123-117. They played Oklahoma City in Oklahoma. They got Dennis Schroeder at 26 points for them last night. So as they continue, if they can pick up these games, Anthony Davis didn't want to play the second game of 2 in a row, which is, look, I think that's the way it's going to be. I was the people bury them yesterday, buried the Lakers yesterday. LeBron's out for a couple of weeks at least. Right after he got the scoring title, he hurt his foot.
Yes.
And he's out. Anthony Davis.
Same old story.
I mean, it kind of is, right? When he's healthy, dude, he's really good. When he is healthy, he is fantastic. But he's really, really good. We're down to about 20 games left in the schedule. We're down to about 20 games. The Lakers are the next team out of the play-in tournament. They are sitting in 11th spot in the West. They will get into the play-in tournament, don't you think? I mean, it's not like they got to do something crazy. Utah's in front of them. New Orleans is in front of them. Minnesota's in front of them. Dallas, I mean, you think Dallas will get better. Dallas is in the play-in tournament right now, too. Right? In reality, they're 4 games out of 4th. That's how tight the West is. They'll get in the play-in tournament. I would bet that. Wouldn't you guys?
It's more on not trusting the teams in front of them.
Yeah, 100%.
And coming out, those 2 games that the Lakers won out of the All-Star break,
nice.
Those were games they were losing in the first half of the season.
Yeah, but they looked nice in those first 2 coming back.
And then all of a sudden you have LeBron take another hit with a foot injury. Who knows what's going to be up with Anthony Davis, the most frustrating player in recent memory in NBA history. But yeah, this bunch could jump up because I don't trust the Jazz.
Nope.
The Pelicans should be better than they are with that roster.
You trust Minnesota?
And Minnesota.
Nice roster. Yeah.
Same thing.
They were down 27 where the Lakers to Dallas over the weekend, came back and won. Look, when they're full, they're nice. And they can beat Oklahoma City. Okay. But, that was something last night to watch. All right. We got a ton doing today. We'll get into a little basketball. There was a we're going to get into Rodgers. That's Aaron Rodgers is he kind of defined a decision. Well, I mean, there's a finality to it, and when you finish the process, you make a decision. It's final. He's funny to me. If you're sick of him, imagine what the Packers are. So we're going to get into that. Mark this down. 8:30 this morning. CBS Sports bracketologist Jerry Palm, one of the most sought-after people in the country right now, will be with us. Utah State won last night in the Mountain West, and so looking forward to asking Jerry Palm how many Mountain West teams will be in the NCAA tournament. Will it be 2? Will it be 3? Will it be 4? Jerry Palm will tell you where he's got them, and he's usually right on. That'll be at 8:30 this morning. We're going to the conference tournament. Looking forward to being there. JJ will be there Monday and maybe Tuesday, and who knows? I'll be there Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. The opening drive will come to you from the Mountain West Conference Tournament. I want to say thank you to the partners who are getting us there. Rich Ford celebrating 62 years at the corner of Lomas and Wyoming Northeast. California Closets, custom closet systems and solutions for the whole home. Coleman Vision, perfect game. In New Mexico, look the best in New Mexico souvenirs and team apparel.
Mix a little sports analysis, pop culture, and great interviews.
Nelson, he's got 3 fouls, so he doesn't really want to be getting the ball.
The dagger. That's
Gomez!
Inside.
Hostile gives it up. Shot is up. Oh!
Ball goes inside to Duke, guarded by Trujillo. Eli with the tip and the finish.
Schermerhorn on the drive. Yes, strong. Fifth.
She's going to got numbers. Going to
1
make it.
second. She slips it in just a.
Still open long ball for Jason Montoya.
Third. Out against the screen. Ball fake, but rejected. Boom. Rejects it.
Quickly, or if they hold for the final. Wyckoff, yes, count the basket. A chance at a three-point play for Wyckoff, and a free throw is coming up.
Catch and shoot.
D. Hill, give it to the hot hand. Why not?
We're happy for the boys, and I was like, I guess they knew about it.
One more.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact.
Mountain West last night, Utah State on the bubble, squarely on the bubble. Went into Vegas at the Thomas and Mack Center and rolled the Rebels last night. 91-66. I'm not going to lie. Doesn't surprise me, JJ, that the Aggies won the game. I don't think that's a surprise to anybody. But the way they rolled them last night, they were up 44-32 at halftime. They scored 47 more points and just put it on them. Stephen Ashworth, 27, as the Utags are 23-7. And they are sitting at 12-5 in conference play and could get the 3 seed. I guess theoretically could get up to the 2 if Boise State's got they finish up with Utah State. So it's in Logan. That's a hell of a game, dude. If Boise State beats them, we could have a 3-way tie. We had a caller yesterday ask me if there's a 3-way tie for second, Boise State, Utah State, Nevada. How's that solved? And I started doing the math. I'm not certain because I think because Utah State only played San Diego State once and lost. They all split with each other. I don't know, but it mattered for low bowl matchups. Do you know who it would be? Yeah.
Just after the final game of the season, go to the standings page and you'll find out.
Yeah.
Like that's sometimes what happens. Like it's the way I felt after Tuesday night with 3 teams tying in the Mountain West on the women's side.
Yeah.
And like I'm just pulling up the schedule and it'll tell me.
And
because at that point in time, the tiebreakers, you're like, where are we going to with this?
So for the Lobo women, they finished 4th, right? They've won 6 in a row.
That is correct.
They looked really good. Do you feel good about them going into the conference tournament next week?
Yes, because 2 through 6, and that's when you look at Wyoming, Colorado State, San Diego State, New Mexico, and Boise State, outside of UNLV. Those are all coin flip games. That's how close these teams have played each other all season. So it's going to be tough. Even getting in the top 5, your first game was going to be a tough one, regardless. But New Mexico gets to play a San Diego State team they've split with.
And probably should have swept.
Success, but hey, hard to beat a team 3 times.
Yeah, whatever.
And you're on UNLV side of the bracket. Got to go out there and play a game. But you got to deal with San Diego State first, and it's going to be, I think, the same thing we've seen all season in these matchups between these teams, tight all the way to the end.
You know, I've not seen UNLV's women play. I've seen a few highlights. I've not seen them. I've read about them. They were undefeated. They're nationally ranked. Are they just that much better than everybody else?
They are. They have a fantastic post player in Desiree Young.
How big is she?
6'2", 6'3".
Okay.
But she's very athletic. So she's got the size and athleticism, so she's a difficult cover for anyone in the Mountain West. You got 2 really good guards in the backcourt that are steady. They can shoot the basketball. They got a lights-out shooter on the perimeter. And Lindy LaRocque, the third-year head coach, has brought a lot of concepts to the table that it's impressed the rest of this conference.
So they go into the tournament. We're talking about the women's side now. UNLV's won 19 in a row. They're 8. They ran the table in conference play 18-0. They are undefeated at home where they get to play these games. They're 17-0 in conference play. And I'm looking back, like, how did they lose to Pacific? They lost to Oklahoma State and Pacific. And that's it. Where do I see another loss? They say, tell me 18-3, but I don't see another loss. They're that good, huh? And their scores aren't close. They had a tight one with Nevada the other day, but other than that, man, 86-32, 77-60, 76-63, 64. Well, there's some close ones in there. All right.
Later in the season,
right.
The games got a little tighter. They were impressive, and I watched a good bit of that last San Diego State game they played.
Yep.
And San Diego State played them really tough. And for UNLV, it's interesting talking to other people around the conference because this is going to be a really interesting case study. Yeah, the non-conference schedule wasn't great for the Lady Rebels, but they still take 51 net into the conference tournament with a ridiculous winning streak. And this is one that, and I was having a conversation with Matt Norvell of Fresno State on Tuesday night. He's like, if anyone were to beat UNLV and they don't get in the tournament,
will they get in?
He said that if they don't get in, then if you're a group of 5 team in women's college basketball, stop playing anyone.
Yeah, you should
just stop playing power conference teams.
Because it doesn't matter. Well, but is it because they only played Oklahoma State? I mean, there was nobody really else.
No, but he said at that point, like, even if you beef up your resume, if you take a loss or two, like, there's nothing else you can do.
Yeah. Well, I don't. You know, what's best for the league would be somebody else to win and them get in and get 2. But we'll see. All right, men's basketball. Utah State won last night. They will play this. This is what's left on the schedule, regular season. Friday night, it's the only Friday game. Lobos will be at Colorado State. Lobos have got to beat Colorado State to have a chance to get into that 5 spot, to get the first round bye in the conference tournament. If they don't beat Colorado State, they're playing on Wednesday. Okay? They'll finish 6th. They beat Colorado State, then you're all Air Force fans. All of you are Air Force fans, whether you like Air Force or not. And I don't know how you don't like Air Force. I mean, they're protecting our country. But Saturday you will watch Air Force. It'll be a day game. You'll have to find it somewhere on the Mountain West Network, I believe. 2 o'clock, San Jose State's at Air Force. If San Jose State wins that game, they get the 5th seed. Okay? Other games on Saturday to wrap up the season. San Diego State trying to get the outright conference championship. The first place team will host the last place team. San Diego State on senior night will host Wyoming. That's an 8 o'clock game. The biggest one on the schedule is Boise State and Utah State. I think Boise State's in. I'm looking forward to hearing what Jerry Palm has to say at 8:30, the CBS Sports bracketologist. He hasn't been high on Boise State. Boise State beat San Diego State 2 nights ago. I got to believe that solidifies them, doesn't it?
Doing a little teaser for Jerry Palm?
Yeah.
Boise State, in his latest bracket, was the only team to move up.
They did. All right, that's good because they were on the 11 line. So that's good. That's good. Fresno State will play out of conference against Chicago State and then Nevada and UNLV. And Nevada's
What do you think
playing
of that move for Fresno State
just to play a game.
before the tournament?
If he wants to play a game, I mean, that's fine. He gets a gate. He gets senior night. He gets, instead of resting for a whole week.
That's a pretty extended stretch for Fresno State.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with that. Yeah, it's Chicago State's an independent. They're always looking for games, and so it was their bye. It was to take the rest going into, and it's a decision you've got to make well before you know what decision you want to make. You know what I mean? You've got to. I don't know. Do you not like that? Would you rather take the week off?
It surprised me a little bit for Fresno State to be playing that game, but it should be an easy game for them.
It should be. So they'd have been off. They played Mondays. They got home Tuesday or Monday night, Tuesday, whatever, and been off. Probably go to Vegas on Tuesday, play on Wednesday. It's a full week in the middle of the season. I have no problem with them playing that game. None. Would you
hurt them or anything resume wise?
Well,
of course,
and they have no resume.
They are.
They're
Yeah.
10-19.
So you're just trying to stay in a bit of a flow.
Yeah.
Going into Vegas.
Do you have a problem with it?
I don't. When you think through it about how the schedule played out for Fresno State at the end.
Yeah, I mean, if it was the Lobos doing that and they're trying to get in and trying to make a resume, I don't think that does anything for you except for gives you a tune-up. No, I don't have a problem with it. I don't. And then Nevada is a really interesting one because they were playing so well and they're coming off the loss to Wyoming and they got to go. They go home. It's senior night and they get their rivals in UNLV, and anything can happen in that game. And looking forward to hearing what Jerry Palm has to say about Nevada, because I thought they were solidly in until they got handled the other night, didn't they? In Laramie, they got handled. Not just beat at the buzzer. I thought they got handled up there by Wyoming. So it was interesting. So we'll do all that. Jerry's going to be with us at 8:30 this morning, and we'll talk to him specifically about where are the Lobos in his bracket. When we come back, if you're sick of talking about Aaron Rodgers, he told you to just tune it out. His team's not tuning it out. And finally, you're getting something out of Green Bay. Are they sick of it yet? Imagine they might be. Gentlemen, how you feeling? Hopefully you are feeling well. You are rocking and everything's great. But if you're sluggish and maybe just dealing with, natural things, depression, weight gain, you're tired all the time, even erectile dysfunction, do yourself a favor, call Numel, because they've helped thousands of men feel better. They're right here in Albuquerque. They'll help you deal with these things. You'll feel better and you'll perform better. Do it for you. Now for men and ladies dealing with hair loss, Numel is your solution as well. Call Numel for hair loss solutions at 505-652-1688, 505-652-1688, or online at Numel, NUMALE.com. Numel's professionals walk you through the options. You choose what's best for you. Platelet-rich plasma hair therapy. It uses your own platelets to stimulate stem cells deep in your hair follicle to stop hair loss and regrow hair. FDA-cleared clinical hair restoration laser, proven to regrow hair. NeoGraft hair transplants, which produce natural-looking results in less than a week with no linear scarring. Men and ladies, get your hair back. Call Numel at 505-652-1688, 505-652-1688, or online at Numel.com.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Sometimes it's the small things that make life easier, like never worrying about being declined at an ATM when only cash will do. With You're Covered from U.S. Eagle, we'll cover you, even if the money's not there. That's a good feeling. And we do it with no extra fees or penalties. It's called trust, and we think that's important, especially if we're asking you to trust us. At U.S. Eagle, that's just part of what it means when we say people mean more.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Check it out.
What is it?
It's a time machine, bro. I could jump into the future and get my paycheck early.
I already get my paycheck early at US Eagle.
Get your paycheck up to 2 days early with US Eagle Early Payday. Now's a great time to have your checking with US Eagle.
Time machine.
Your girlfriend breaks up with you in 22 hours, 53 minutes.
Wait, what? Seth?
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers. We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage.
Sick of Aaron Rodgers yet? No, just tune out. That's what he said. If you're sick of it, just tune out, man. You know, it's important to me. It's my life, and it's all fair. I'm super conflicted on this because part of me does say you're a diva and you do this every year, and here we are. And I imagine if this was the first time we were going through this with Aaron Rodgers, it might not be as diva-matic or dramatic as it is. And if you didn't know that he went into a darkness chamber and went into his meditation, I guess it'd be okay. If he told you afterwards, all right, I made my decision and I went into a darkness retreat for a few days and just sat, you know, I don't know what the right way to handle this, but because so many of us, I don't know if us, so many people feel this is all narcissist behavior and it's all about me. And I'm going to tell you more so because it's recurring. I don't know what it is with Green Bay quarterbacks, man, but because it's recurring. You sick of it yet? Because it sure feels like the Packers are.
I'll take this over Brett Favre because he seems to be not a good person.
Yeah, but at the time, did you feel that?
Well, he had the picture.
He had the. But that was when he went to the Jets, and he had that when he was doing this whole thing with Green Bay, and then the Jets thing, and then he sent the picture to Jen. What was her name? The reporter. But yeah, all right.
Jen Sturger.
That's
Here's the thing for Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
We're gonna keep talking about it because there's not a definite date. He's not hurting anything right now.
Not yet.
As frustrated as you're about talking about Aaron Rodgers, he's not affecting franchise tags for the Green Bay Packers. The market isn't crazy yet for these quarterbacks. And if Green Bay wanted to make a decision, they're an organization that they can just say, Aaron, we need to know now. Are you stepping away or not? So until Green Bay does that,
do you think
they're just letting it play out?
Do you think?
I think they want him, but now they realize that they can't ever get a decision out of this man.
Let me ask you this, and I know this sounds ridiculous, and I want you to hear me out with the whole thought. Okay, I'm going to ask you: are they better off this year without Aaron Rodgers? You're going to go, hell no. I mean, they're Jordan Love, and hear me. If you don't think that they're ready to win a Super Bowl in the next year or two, and he's on the books for $60 million, are you better off figuring out, A, what do I have in Jordan Love and what do I need to do? and B, using some assets that you would be able to get for him and the money that would be there, and building a football team that might be better than the football team you have now, because not only did you not win the Super Bowl with your $60 million quarterback last year, you didn't get to the playoffs. And now you're dealing with whatever it is you're dealing with. And I agree with you. I don't know that I think he's hurting anybody now. But when I listen to Brian Gutekunst, the general manager, speak about it, and it sounds like they're preparing themselves to move on. And I got into the train of thought yesterday where, I don't know, I can make an argument where they might be better off without him.
Yes, it's comes to a point that you need to start looking forward. And what you just laid out. Can you be competitive with Aaron Rodgers? Yes. But are you competing at the level that you'd expect with Aaron Rodgers right now? You're not. So are you ready to see what the future holds? And it feels like more and more people within that organization are ready to take that step.
I think that's right. And I think they're ready to have those conversations. I don't know. So I firmly believe Aaron Rodgers is going to play football this year. Are you guys, either one of you, dissenting on that?
I think he'll play with Green Bay this year, and I don't think it's a bad thing if they're looking towards Jordan Love, because Green Bay is one of those franchises that's smart, and they hold quarterbacks for a long time, which is so nice. And even though Jordan Love's only going to his third season, should be like the normal process. You draft a young quarterback. I'm not saying you should have took him first overall when they could have addressed other things a couple years ago, but anyways, I think that this is almost silly at a point. That if they keep him, it's good, and if they move to Jordan Love, it's good. I don't think there's a bad option for Green Bay.
Okay.
I think the bad option is if Aaron
Except
Rodgers,
for
even
money.
with just 2 years left, is still a good quarterback in this league, and you have 2 years of Jordan Love and he falls on his face, and you're like,
well,
okay.
Yeah.
Well, but then you got to know. And if you don't make the playoffs with Jordan Love, or you don't make the playoffs with Aaron
Who's
Rodgers,
the last quarterback, though, that you got to know?
What do you mean?
Like, of first-round picks, usually these guys even if they haven't played. Like, it wasn't a shock that Aaron Rodgers stepped in for Brett Favre.
Well, it sounds like the organization is behind Jordan Love, though. They're very excited about him, too.
I think they feel they're.
And Aaron Rodgers
why did they
speaks I
give
live
Aaron
too.
Rodgers a 3-year bajillion-dollar deal at the end?
Because he's Aaron Rodgers. Yeah.
Don't tell me you're excited about
No,
Jordan Love.
I think they painted themselves into a corner.
That's what they said.
I think they flat out painted themselves in a corner. You got a point. When Patrick Mahomes was drafted and sat behind Alex Smith, they got rid of Alex Smith. They knew, right? They were confident. The 49ers were confident when they drafted Trey Lance and thought they got rid of Jim Garoppolo and then kind of brought him back or whatever. But, I mean, they were confident that Trey Lance was their guy. They put him in, and I still don't know if that's going to work or not. I'm trying to think of another situation where a guy sat around for a year or two.
Yeah, if you look at the whole ending of when they went from Brett Favre to Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, no, that's
like,
that's
all right.
exactly how this played, and then he's our guy, right? But I'm trying to remember back in the Favre thing. Didn't they kind of want him back? Right? Wouldn't they have taken him back if it would have worked out? And it wasn't, I got to get the hell out of here and go to the Jets, right? Or was it mutual? I'm trying to remember.